Hello. Ew. Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am filming 2 videos again today because it's Friday, June 28th and I got... Where are you going? Don't leave me. It's the end of the month and I haven't filmed my July TBR yet, of course, even though I've had it like in my brain for like a week now. And I only recently decided I was going to do the next video, or this video. So this video is going to be the mid-year book tag. I've enjoyed watching everyone's videos, but I never was like, oh, I want to make my own. But then finally I was like, oh, I want to make my own. So here's my listy. I was trying a new angle so you can see the cats. One, and there's Luna in there, but she's grooming her butt, so let's... Any hooty woody. I have all my answers written down. I'm sure most of my answers will not surprise you if you have been on my channel for more than 2 seconds, because there's a specific series that I cannot shut up about, but maybe some are unknown to you. We'll see. I don't know. Okay, let's go. Okay. Oh no. All right, so I tried my best not to repeat books, but honestly they stood out the most to me, and I didn't read like too many books. Like there's not too much variety to what I've read, so like I'm gonna repeat books. I tried my best not to, but I don't really care. Anyways, the best book I've read in 2024. There was a clear answer to this for a very long time. However, no, she has not been, you know who I'm talking about, but she has not been bumped from my #1 spot. Sorry, I was like, where did she go? And now I can see her. Anyways, she has not been bumped from #1, but she has a sister. She has a sister with her, an older sister. My 2 favorite books of 2024 are Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole and Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. There's a bookmark in here because my boyfriend was going to start and then he just never picked it up again. And he got, let's see, how far did he get? I'm calling him out right now. He got to chapter 3, which is page 14. I'm calling him out because why is that all he got to, you know? But yes, this is no surprise. Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole. I've talked about this endlessly since I read it when, I don't remember when that was, February, March? I think it was February. But she has me in a chokehold and I love her. And I am still like in, not in the middle. I'm at the tandem read now, but I feel like I'm not done with this. There's still 1 book, but like I'm caught up to everything as far as like everyone else, so you know, I feel like this is an easy one. This one I'm still like getting there. No, it's not. This doesn't make any sense, but I'm not done with this series yet, so, but it's still up there, you know. This is still one of my favorites of 2024. I had no doubts, but people did scare me in some of the reviews for this book, and I was like, oh no, what if I don't like it? But I loved it, and I loved reading this one first. I'm not gonna lie, if I read Assassin's Blade first, I probably would not have gotten through this series as fast as I have been getting through it. I'm already at the tandem read. I think I started my little Sarah J. Maas like journey, I guess, in March. It was either March or April. I can't remember exactly when, but I am like so close to finishing the Throne of Glass series, which I think is crazy. It's exciting! All right, anyways, yes, these 2 right here, my favorite books of 2024. And it's kind of hard because, you know, they're a series, so obviously I could probably find a different favorite in the series, but like I'm just gonna go with the first 2 books. But yeah. Question number 2 is, how many books have you read this year? And I have read 41 books. I am well ahead of my goal, which was only 12 for the year, because I was scared that I was not going to be able to get back into reading. Because even when I was very much into reading, I wasn't reading this much. You know, I was reading maybe like 3 to 4 books a month, probably. Maybe 3 to 4 books like every 2 months. So this is a lot for me, and I'm very proud of myself, and I don't know, I'm just very excited to be back into reading. I think also what has helped me read a lot more is I don't watch as many TV shows and movies as I did. So I think, if I'm being honest, it obviously I very much like storytelling, and there are many different forms of storytelling, which I've tried to talk about a lot on the channel. But I think growing up, my main like source of storytelling was TV shows, and I would just binge watch TV shows, and like I would get through seasons, like one season in like 2 to 3 days. Like if I found a show that I liked, I would just like binge watch the whole thing until I was caught up. And I feel like because there's no shows where I'm doing that right now, it's a lot easier for me to read as my form of like storytelling rather than like watching TV or watching movies. Like, yes, I do have my shows and movies that I watch with my boyfriend, but it's not like binge watching to the extent that I was, because I was like watching 6 to 7 hour long episodes a day. This is very long just to tell you that I read 41 books this year so far. But yeah, I think that's why I've been reading a lot more, because I have been watching less TV and movies. But I'm also getting back into watching more TV and movies, so it's kind of gonna be more evenly split. I think at the beginning of the year I was reading like closer to 8 to 9 books, and I think now I'm reading like closer to 5 to 6, which is fine because I love watching TV and movies also, so it's a nice balance, I think. Is this Binks's face? Oh, she's sleeping. They're both sleeping. They're both sleeping. We're all Zach's sleepy girls. Like we sleep so much. I sleep a lot. Okay, next question is the best sequel you've read so far this year. And I don't know if that means like best sequel book in a series or just the best second book in a series, but oh geez, oh god, oh they're so heavy, oh my god, look at this, look at what I did. I don't know if this is in the correct order whatsoever, but these two series have been the best sequels. That, I don't know if that makes sense, but holy crap, hold on. Oh my god, look at these, they're so heavy. Oh god, okay, I need to put this down. Oh god, I've read quite a bit of series this year, and I can honestly, genuinely, like not even biased because they're my favorite books, say that these are my favorite sequels, and yeah, in the of the books that I read, of the books that I've read this year, which comes as no surprise, but I have been reading a lot of series, and I have gotten to the second book in a few of those, so unbiased opinion, those are definitely my favorites. Sorry, the best sequels of the year so far. So the next question is a new release you haven't read yet but want to. So I know it's June 28th, so I still have time, but for some reason one of the books took me a lot longer than I thought, and so I pushed everything back, and I wasn't reading as frequently as I normally have been, but I decided to prioritize finishing the tandem read this month, which I'm definitely not gonna finish this month. But one of the books that was on my TBR is Leather and Lark by Bryn Weaver, and this is definitely still up there in one of my new releases that I haven't read yet but want to. The second one is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. I recently finished Part of Your World, and A little sneak peek actually. Just kidding, these videos are probably gonna go up around the same time. But in my July TBR, I have Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. So I'm very excited because I really enjoyed Part of Your World. Oh, here I am talking about other books, sorry. But yes, here and here. The next question is my most anticipated read for the rest of the year. And I think it comes as no surprise, but it is Burn of the Everflame by Penn Cole. That book was supposed to come out on June 1st, and it has been, what's it called? What's the word? Pushed back indefinitely, basically. A lot of people think it's gonna be coming in July. However, I think so that people's pre-orders didn't get canceled, like Penn Cole just had to like push it back a month, so that people's pre-orders don't get canceled. But unfortunately we don't know when Burn of the Everflame is gonna come out, but I will be getting an ARC and I am so excited. I don't know when that is. I think she said it was going to be 2 weeks before the release date, so whatever the release date is, I will be getting an ARC 2 weeks before, and I'm gonna be reading. That's gonna be the top priority for whenever that is. I'm just gonna drop everything and read that book whenever I get it. So Burn of the Everflame is my #1 most anticipated release for the rest of the year, and I will not shut up about it. I will not shut up about it. That book is gonna come out, I'm gonna read it in 4 seconds, and I'm not gonna shut up about it for the rest of the year. That is all. The next question is my biggest disappointments of 2024. And I want to say there's only one book that was truly like a big disappointment to me. The other two were like, I have reasonings as to why they were disappointments, but they're not like bad, okay? Like I'm sure that, I mean, I still thoroughly enjoyed 2 of them, and then one of them I was just kind of like about, but they're not like bad. I just expected a lot more. So the first book, and I talked about this in my last video, so it may not be a surprise, but the first book was The Night Shift by Annie Crown. I just felt like I did not like our main character, I'll be honest. She just very much, it felt like she was written to be smarter than she was. However, like none of her actions were telling me that she was actually smarter than everyone else. I don't think she was written that way actually, but like I feel like I expected her to be at like a level of maturity that she just wasn't. But she also like portrayed herself as being, I don't know, I talked about it in my last video, but truly that was my #1 disappointment of the year, and I'm so sorry. I don't want to say that, but like I just did not enjoy it, and I'm so sad because I was imagining my boyfriend in it, and then I was just like no. So yeah, The Night Shift. The next book, it's not really like a big disappointment to me, but I was honestly expecting to like this book so much more than I did, and that book is The Veiled Kingdom by Holly Renee. And I think Dacre just reminded me too much of like actual boys that I have encountered in my life, and so I was just like put off by that. However, the premise of the story, absolutely loved. I loved that we have the princess who's run away from the kingdom, and we have the leader of the rebel groups. Like I loved the setup. Just sometimes Dacre was just too much. Like I probably wouldn't have minded the possessiveness, but it just happened so frequently. And then also the fact that he literally just humped and dumped, what's the other word? There's another one. Tooted and booted. Sorry. But I, like, that's literally what he did. And I don't know, he has his reasoning, I know, because, you know, she turned out to be his number one enemy, kind of, not really, the daughter of his number one enemy. But like, he didn't have to do all that, you know? He was just too much. And so yeah, it fell a little bit short. I still gave it 4 stars because I had a really good time reading it, and I am going to continue the series, but it was a little bit disappointing because I was hoping to like it as much as all the Bookstagram girlies that have freaking loved it and like are like, you know, yeah, I wanted to be there, but unfortunately I'm not. And I have one more. I think it's a solid series. I was just expecting a little bit, probably too much, honestly, from this series, but I still enjoyed myself while I was reading. It was just a little bit disappointing because I was expecting so much more. But my third and final disappointment of 2024, they're not even like I don't want to rank like, you know, disappointments, but they're just 3 of the most notable disappointments to me, I think. And it's not even like, as I said, like, I'm not like, I hate these books are horrible, except for maybe the first one. Sorry, it's not horrible. Like, to be able to put yourself out there and write a book, that's cool. But I was just hoping for more from this book series, and it fell again a little bit short. But Caraval by Stephanie Garber, I had fun reading. I finished the series, the trilogy, by the way, but I wanted and expected so much more from this book. I do, however, really love Julian. I love that man. Unfortunately, Caraval does fall under a bit of a disappointment of 2024, but of course I did enjoy it enough to read the remainder of the trilogy, and then I am going to read Once Upon a Broken Heart after. I love the characters. I love, after I curbed my expectations, I loved like the setting. I was just hoping for more. I was expecting more, and it fell a little bit flat. However, Finale was probably my favorite of the 3, and it really, like, I think because of the fates, it like stepped it up a notch to closer to where I thought it was gonna be. But it definitely lost its like carnival feeling aspect. I don't know, it wasn't really like a carnival in the way that I was thinking it was gonna be. It was more like a game, and I guess like carnival games, but I was going more for like a carnival circus aspect. So I think that's where it fell flat for me, but I still really enjoyed it. It's just disappointing in the sense that it wasn't exactly what I was hoping for. Now, the next question, sorry, is the biggest surprise of 2024. And I think this will come as no surprise because I think I praised it to no end in my last video. I don't know, but my biggest surprise of 2024 was Flawless by Elsie Silver. I did not expect to love a cowboy romance so much, but also because I've been trying to find my like romance subgenre, and I haven't been able to find one that I truly enjoy. Like, most of the romances that I read prior to Flawless, with like a few outliers here and there, have been like a solid 3 stars, which is still good. Here's my husband. Come here, husband.
Oh, we're doing it. Hello. Thanks for having me.
Ow.
Bye.
Just kidding. Ew. That was my nose. So yes, this was one of my biggest surprises of 2024, mostly because I didn't think I would like, I don't know, it's not that I didn't think I would like it, but I wasn't sure how I would feel about a cowboy romance. And also, a lot of the romances I've been reading since the beginning of the year have just been like solid reads, but I haven't been like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever. Like, not how I felt with like To All the Boys I've Loved Before which was like what, 10 years ago. But even so, like that feeling I had when I read that book, I just never got it. But Flawless had me kicking my feet, it had me giggling, it had me falling in love all over again, which I do every single day, every time I see my boyfriend.
I got you, dude.
Okay, take a break. Zach has finished peeing, so I'm back to the video. The next question is my favorite author, new to you or debut. Every author this year, with the exception of Jenny Han and Sarah J Maas, has been new to me. So that doesn't mean it was hard for me to pick. It was fairly easy for me to pick who, but I just wanted to mention that literally every author has been new to me except for Sarah J Maas and Jenny Han. My favorite author of 2024 has been Penn Cole, the author of the Kindred's Curse saga. And I just look at her book covers, okay? They're insanely gorgeous. Whoa. Okay, these are beautiful covers. I love them so much. I love Penn Cole's writing. She's the only author that I followed this year because I loved her books so much and wanted to keep up with everything. I have her notifications turned on and I look at her Instagram every single day. And now, my newest fictional crush, don't tell Zach, is Mr. Luther Corbois. Mr. Luther fucking Corbois. I wonder if I can find a quote in here. I won't be able to find one from Glow and Heat because unfortunately I have not transferred my tabs yet. What do my tabs mean? Lovey-dovey spice scenes. Boo Henry. Yes, Luther. Okay, so we're looking for pink. Touch her and I'll rip your fucking arms off. Luther didn't even flinch. You think I fear my own death? He whispered in my ear. Every day I draw breath is as much a curse as a gift. I've been living on borrowed time for longer than you can imagine. If you're the way my fate finally catches up to me, I can't fathom a more beautiful end. Let me die with the taste of you on my lips. Ew, no. I put like lovey-dovey scenes and like I don't like Henry, but like I still included them in the lovey-dovey scenes so that I at least knew where they were, and then just ew. But yeah, Luther Corbois. He has a lot of good moments in Glow and Heat, but unfortunately, actually I could look at my Kindle app, but I'm not gonna do that because it's gonna take me 10 years. However, those are just a few examples of why I love him so much, why he is my new book boyfriend, why I will die for him, and why I will lick the ground he walks on. I will lather myself in his blood, sweat, and wind. I'm gonna stop now. The next question is a book that made you cry. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a crier, so I cry during most, if not all, books. However, the most notable one, this bad boy, The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. No words. Just pure sadness. This one hurt me and I was crying for like 30 minutes after. I had to collect myself after reading this, and this is the one. This made me cry. A book that made me happy is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, because I was thinking about it and I was like, why? But there were so many moments where Daniel reminded me of Zach. And in the book, I was like, oh my god, like this is Zach. Like Zach has done this for me. I'm not gonna lie. Before I moved out, I was very inexperienced. Like I didn't cook, I don't clean. What is the rest? And so Zach cooks for me, I'm not even lying. Like, and it just reminded me of how Daniel would like wake up early and make her breakfast, and just he's so patient with her, and he's so cute, and he like fell hard and fast, and I'm pretty sure he fell first. And that low-key just reminded me of Zach telling me that he needs to make me fall in love with him, because I was not ready for a relationship. And so yes, Part of Your World made me really happy, because every time I would read something that reminded me of Zach, I wanted to give him a big smoochum. And yeah, so that is when that made me happy, because it genuinely did remind me of Zachary. And yeah, I'm getting all shy talking about it. I don't want him to hear me. He's over there. He can hear me. The most beautiful book that I bought or received this year, I have two, and they're absolutely friggin' gorgeous. The Veiled Kingdom by Holly Renee, because as I said, I saw this book on Bookstagram and I thought it was a pin. I thought this was a pin. She is gorgeous. Here's the front. Ooh. And then I like the naked hardback too. So pretty. Look at Dacre. He is so handsome. Why is he like that? Just gross. Bleh. Just kidding. Anyways, this is the first one. And I have the Waterstones edition of When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. I had the indie published version, and then I saw this was coming out again, like they were having a second sale, and so I bought it. Whoop. And oh my god, it's so beautiful. So beautiful. Ooh, pretty. Yeah, I really enjoyed this book. I kind of want to reread it, because I feel like I'll like it so much more. I don't know. I want to tab my indie published version, but this one is gorgeous. And the last question is, what books do you need to read by the end of this year? And there are so many books that I want and have to read by the end of this year. But my priority, or I'm trying to prioritize, by 24 of 2024. So I'm just gonna read that list to you as a kind of wake-up call to myself, because yeah, I was gonna give you like maybe 3 books, but I'm just gonna like get it into my brain that I need to finish. These are the books I have to read still of my 24 of 2024. Once Upon a Broken Heart, which I can finally get to because I finished the Caraval trilogy. If We Were Villains, that was on my TBR, did not get to it. The Odyssey. Mistborn. I've gotten this book so many times on the Libby app, and I have kept pushing it back, and then I forgot to hold it, so now I don't have it anymore. Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I'm waiting until the fall to read it. The Atlas 6. No explanation as to why I haven't read it, I just haven't. Here for the Drama. Someone's fire alarm's going off. Also no reason for why I haven't read it, just haven't gotten to it yet. A Court This Cruel and Lovely. I have it downloaded on my iPad from the Kindle app. Haven't gotten to it. It's still in my Kindle app. The Cruel Prince. I was actually going to start this in July, but when you see my July TBR, you will understand why I took it off. Circe, but I'm trying to read the Odyssey first. The Serpent and the Wings of Night. I'm kind of waiting until October because it has vampires and stuff. So, waiting for that. Fourth Wing. Also don't know when I'm going to read that, but there's no reason as to why I haven't started it yet. Daughter of No Worlds. Also no reason as to why I haven't started it yet. Reign and Ruin. Also no reason as to why I haven't started it yet. The Love Hypothesis was on my TBR. I have been trying to sneak it in every month since that TBR, but haven't gotten to it yet. And finally, Wicked. That one I'm waiting until like the week that I watched the movie to read it, but yeah, that. Also, kind of to go with lists that I've made, I guess. More books that I have to read by the end of 24 are the ACOTAR series and then Crescent City. And then I'm done. I'm caught up with Sarah J Maas. Yay! That is my mid-year book tag. I am very excited and proud of myself for reading as much as I did and finally getting back into reading and starting a YouTube channel. That's crazy. I can't wait to see what books I end up reading in the next 6 months. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video.